Hello, we are continuing on with our car jack assembly with Siemens NX. We will be working on the jack arm now. It's called the jack upper leg. It's number 5. So this guy right here, this guy right here. So, yep, let's get started. We have completed already these. So if you want to see them in previous videos, by all means, click on that previous video. And here is a P1-5 jack upper leg. So this is the one we will be making today. Please take a screenshot of this, or you could grab this file from my first video. I will create a link to share it. All right, let's go. Let's begin. I will place this on my second screen and I will start. All right, so let's go to File, New, and call this P1-5. All right, we will do a sketch on front. Okay. So now we want to create our first hole, which is 10 millimeters. So click escape, click on the outside there, and then we can double click on that guy and change this to 10. Make sure that's diameter. Yep, perfect. So now we need to make another hole. So we can middle mouse button hold down and right mouse button at the same time does a pan. Okay, escape to get out of that. Click another circle straight down. It's not snapping anything, which is strange. I want it to snap. There we go. So as I put it up here, it kind of knew, okay, there's a circle there, and it created a new line, so that's cool. And this one will be 16 millimeter diameter. Escape out of that. Click on that. Let's change this guy to 16. Okay. Escape. Now we're going to do dimension between those two, and then it will probably rescale this for me. So clicking on right there, kind of going to the outside, and that little circle pops up. I want that. Yep. Green pops up. 120. All right, it snapped it back. Escape to get out of that. And now let's build the circle around it. So it's 12.5. So let's build it's 12.5 diameter. I'm sorry, 12.5 radius. So 25. So go from here, and then here we can put it in 25. Not that. 25. All right. We can Control Z, get out of that, delete that guy. Let's do it again. Click right there, and we're gonna hit 25. Okay. Then we're gonna go here and do the same thing. Replace 2 25s. Okay. Now we can get out of there. Now we actually want to create a large radius of 250 millimeters. Let's do arc method right there. So we're going to arc by 3 points, 1.1, 0.2, and then we could just kind of bend it inboard, and we can fix that in a second. So let's click there, click here, and then change that, click on that guy, and then change this to 250. So that is our radius 250, okay? I escape and scroll that down. Okay, so now the back side we want to make it flat, so we just create a line from that quadrant to that quadrant. Okay, now we can escape. Let's trim that. So we're going to go over here to trim. We're going to trim this guy, and looks like a weird little shape here. We're going to trim that guy. Which one? Yeah, is it sharp there? Let me Control Z that. Let's see what happens if I do that one. Looks like a dog bone, but I kind of like the previous. I like that one better. Trim, and actually I'm going to trim that guy. Trim, okay. Close, finish, and my drawing says it is 5 millimeters thick. So extrude 5 millimeters. Okay. And now I have a second one that needs to be 26 millimeters away, but 5 millimeters thick again. So we can do an extrude. We can click on that sketch again. We can flip it. And this time we're going to put in there the 26 or 26 start, and then 26. If you don't want to do the math, you can just do 26 plus 5. Okay, so now we got our two pieces. All right, and our drawing shows that we have a 5 millimeter thick thing that goes in between here, you know, a wall. So let's hide this guy. So to hide that, we can click on this extruder here, and we can hide on that sketch by clicking on that eyeball right there. All right, so now we want to create a sketch on this. So sketch there. Okay, so now we are in it, and we need to take, we're going to create a point right here, and that point's going to go to 22 millimeters down. And we'll do that here in a second. All right, so let's create a rectangle. We're gonna just make it a little bit bigger than normal. We're not gonna stick it to anything. It's not got any constraints. Okay, and now I want to get this point right here. So to get a point, I need to click on point, and I should be. It's not gonna let me click on anything. Entire assembly, should be able to click it. There we go. Okay, that's the key right there. We got to click on the entire assembly, so it allows me to click on that. Okay, so now I can click on this and here and create a dimension. So from here to here is 22. Enter that escape. I don't think I have to enter, but anyway, I do anyway. All right, and then we want to take a dimension from here all the way down here. And did it? Yeah, I did 56. Okay, it was too close. It didn't like that, so let me do it again. There we go. Click one time and change that to 76. All right, and get out of that. Escape. Now we got to take off that back surface right there. So what we can do is we can do a, first let's get on that normal to that face. And let's do a dimension from this face to this face right here. And we're going to call that 0 as soon as we do it again. Click on the green, 0. Okay, and then click, we want to make sure that 5, where's that 5 millimeter is? She looks like she's missing now, so let me click here to here. Yep, change that to 5. All right, I think we're done. Escape. Finish. Now we can do we can pull back our pieces. We can do extrude. We're going to extrude this sketch, and just got to change this down here. We're going to do unite. We're going to go from 0 all the way to 31. Sounds good. As long as we don't protrude past it, we're fine. Let's click OK. All right, and it has united automatically. Let's hide this sketch here. It needs to be united because we have separation here, so let's unite it. There we are. We are united. All right, so let's go to dimensioning. So let's hide this first. Let's go click on that, Control B to hide that. And like I said before, Control B is like hiding, flipping over a piece of paper. So if you flip over a piece of paper, the opposite side is here. Control Shift B to get to there, and Control Shift B to get back. That's flipping your page back over. All right, let's go to drafting. Drafting is Control Shift D or drafting. Size A3 looks good. We're going to close. We're going to throw this guy down. We're going to go to a front view right there. Click over. Okay, perfect. Notice we're not seeing any invisible lines. We just got to click on that 2 times, click, hidden lines, invisible, change to dotted. Now it's showing. And this right here, we can do the same thing. Visible, dotted. Okay. Next, let's start our dimensioning. So we got radius. That's actually a diameter. Yep, perfect. 16, 12.5. So they had a radius here of 12.5. We can click, double click on that guy. Go here to R, close. There we go. Now we can go to radius 250. There we go. Now we can go to thickness of 5. $120. 5. 5. This is a weird one right here. So this 22 dimension, let me do this one first. $76. And then we got to go from center of circle. So I think the best way to do this is, if you want to go from here to here, you should put that dimension from here to here. That's 22. So that is the right dimension. What they show is should be the center of the circle, but you're going from an invisible line to this edge, which is not the proper way to do it. I think you should have had maybe a cut section or something, but it truly should be like this right here. Let's check and see if this is because this is that line right there is that line right there, so that's not going to be your 22. So to find that center of the circle, we actually have to kind of go from this edge right here, this center circle, to here. So slightly confusing what they did. You can see there's a difference. Well, maybe. Is there a difference in those lines? Let's see. Here to here. All right, then I guess it's fine. Never mind. On this one in particular, it was okay, but previous one, it was not. But truly shouldn't been taken like that. All right, so let's do 26. Let's check that final dimension. 26, there we go. All right, so that is the completion of the jack upper leg. Hopefully it's taught you how to do some drafting, some extruding, some modeling, and yeah. So thanks, like and subscribe.